right out to the edge. So if you've taken the time to draw a point, cut it. You got a little bit of grinding to do right there, and then you, my friend, are all set. So now what we're going to do is I'm gonna slack that up a little bit right there, and we're gonna cut this into another point. Want to make sure we're right here, just like that. I'm going to grab my point, changing hands here, and I'm not going to go right to the very edge here. I'm going to pull.
Go up.
I'm using my knuckle underneath, and I'm just holding the glass with my grousing pliers. Okay, just like that, and I'm going to pull down and away. Now, when I did that, you see that point? It's right there. Y'all, if you have taken the time to draw a point in your stained glass window, take the time to cut it so that it looks exactly the way you want it. So this is like a little beacon in a lighthouse. That's really pretty. Mm-hmm. So this glass is very unusual. It's fun to work with. And when you're cutting points, what happens on the point is it tries to run itself to its weakest point. Its weakest point is where you're using the most pressure. And remember, and I've said this a lot, and you just hold the glass in place with your grousers, and you use your other hand to break it. Now that's just my technique. It might not work for some of you. Some of you might say, "Oh, damn, Ed's freaking crazy," but I'm not. I use that method, and I've used it for 43 years. So, and I've cut a lot of glass, guys. And so if you'll do that, and again, you use your grousing pliers so that, thank you, Barb, so that it just holds the glass. That's it. That's all it's doing. It's just holding it in place for you. And then, your knuckles are getting underneath of it, just like that. Let's cut one more piece. I'm going to take this piece of glass right here. On February the 28th, somebody's going to get that piece of glass.
Well, the drawing is March the 3rd.
March the 3rd, that's right.
But you have to be a member as of February 28th. So
right.
If you're a member as of February 28th, you will be
in the drawing for the new box of glass. So this is a Wismac, y'all. I don't have the part number for it because I left it at the shop, and I apologize. But this is a Wismac. And I want you see all these colors in here? See how pretty that is? And if you look on the side, all of those colors are stacked up in there. And I want you to hear this. I was really thinking that this piece of glass, you would hear the score very confidently as you scored it. But I want you to listen to this. It's gonna sound like it's skipping because some of this part of this glass is soft and part of this glass is stiff. And like this pink, that's stiff, this white, this yellow with the white in it, they're stiff colors. So listen, I'm gonna depress the head. Then I want you to the score isn't gonna be completely gone, but you're only gonna hear it in certain spots. Here we go. Depress the head. Don't change your pressure because you can't hear it. Because you can't hear it is just because of the way the glass is made. I'm using my running pliers, my leponettes, and we're going to run this out and chase it just like that. Do you see that run? We're chasing it. But I think that Doc was saying, some glasses are hard to cut, some glasses are easy to cut. This glass right here will fool you because you're going to think that it's not working exactly the way that you want it to. So we're going to come back over here, and I want you guys to listen to this. We're going to cut like a pattern. We're going to go from top to bottom. I'm going to depress the head. All right, so when I got to that little hole there, you heard it, right? Woo! Drive out of it, guys. Don't play around. So now we're going to take our grousing pliers, and I'm going to put my knuckle right underneath the score here, and we're going to pull down, and we're going to start that run. And you guys can, well, gosh, with this glass, you can see it really well. It's right there. So now I'm gonna move my right hand up. I'm gonna take my grousing pliers and get behind the run. Don't get in front of it, because then you're trying to break it two different directions. What you want to do, this is what we talk about when we're chasing the run. The pliers are just holding the glass, see? Just holding it. I'm right behind my run, right there. I've got my finger, my index finger is extended now, and we're gonna pull down. And we just ran that again. Now, you don't have to chase the run like that, but I'm going to tell you, if you pull down on it, jerk on it, and try and pull it too fast, more than likely, your score, you're going to think your score is messed up, but all it is you're pulling down too hard, and it's pulling to its weakest point. So here we go. We've got one more pull, and we're just holding on to the glass, extending my index finger, and we're going to pull down and away, just like that. So, guys, that's what I mean by chasing the run. And this glass is so annealed so well. We're gonna do this. Just depress the head. Oh, another hole. Drive out. There we go. And now I'm going to try it with my knuckle, and we're going to pull down. See that? There's a hole right there. We'll turn it around. I don't think the running pliers are wide enough or small enough to do this, but let's see. There you go, just like that. It's a very nice glass to work with. You're not going to hear it when you cut it, but don't be frustrated, because this is a Wismac, and Wismac has their stuff together, and their glass is really, really nice to work with. So let's just do one more score on this, except we're going to use a piece of glass that more than likely you're not going to hear the score at all. And because this is a very dense opal, I'm getting my marker out. And I'm going to get my marker out for one simple reason. I'm not going to be able to see the score on this mint bullseye right here, okay? So I'm going to take this, we're going to score it, depress the head. You're not going to hear it. I'm going to put a mark right there.
Ooh, 5 memberships.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Paul.
So here we have right here, this is our score right next to that black line, and we're gonna get our running pliers and pull. Now I want y'all to see this too. You don't have to use the depth of this jaw. What you need to do when you're using your running pliers, everyone, is just go into the pliers the depth of the rubber grommets on the end. And guys, please don't use these pliers for grousing pliers or for breaking pliers. They're done for running pliers. And next week, I'm going to introduce to you a plier that's called a breaking plier. And what it does is it adds one more set of pliers to your tool arsenal that are used for a very specific reason.
Okay, I wanted to thank Paul for his gifted memberships.
Oh, Paul, thank you.
Ryan Hunt, Karen Bond, Cincinnati Drew, Andrew Moore, and Beth Ann Johnson all got memberships.
Oh, good deal. Welcome aboard, guys.
Welcome aboard, and you'll be included in the giveaway for the first Monday in March, which is March the 3rd. And how you register for that? How do you register for that? You go to Viewer Showcase
at gmail.com
and just put yes, put me in the drawing.
Yep.
And we'll add you to the list, and you'll be in the drawing for the March giveaway. If you already put in for the February giveaway, you still need to put in for the March. So go ahead and go to Viewer Showcase.
Yep.
And say yes.
Yeah, please do. Paul, thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying your stay where you are, and we look forward to seeing you in March, my friend.
Yes. Okay. Do you have another?
Well, I brought another piece of glass, and it's kind of, to me, it's I can share this with you guys. This is a vintage Spectrum. This is a 1/32nd, but a 136 wispy. This is a opal. This is the 136 is the blue, the density of the blue, but it's iridized. And I'm just going to cut a small piece of this because I don't know if Magali's in the house tonight.
She is.
Hey, girl. I'm just going to cut a small strip of this, I promise you. But I want you to hear, because the question came up that somebody wanted to know what glasses are easy to work with. This is Spectrum. I want you to hear this. Listen to how soft and it would be called Oceanside now. All the same numbers. This is a 136. 136 is the darkest blue that they make. And then they go down 34, 32, and 30. And here we go. Depress the head. You hear how soft that is? I mean, that's as soft as it gets, guys. So we'll take our running pliers and we'll put it right on there and make sure we center our score. And there you go. You can see that. I'm in the middle. And, oh, when that breaks, doesn't that light just like drive you crazy? It's so beautiful. So beautiful.
Golly said straight in the box, Ed.
It is, baby.
Said, don't cut it.
Okay.
Put it straight in the box.
Okay.
If you say so.
If you say so, Magali. And then later on, I'll share another piece of glass, a piece of water glass with you, which is also an Oceanside, and it's really a pretty aquamarine blue. So.
Well, why don't you do it now because it's 10 minutes to 8 already.
What? Okay. Well, I did this. I brought this, and I'm just gonna cut it up a little bit, and I want you to take a look at this. I'll set it on this white paper here, and you can see how pretty it is. Okay. So they actually classify this as a sky blue, but this is not a 130. This is I don't have the part number, but it is a water glass. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to take our runners now, our Lepinette runners. And guys, remember, we've got these in inventory now. They came in today. You can go to our website at conwayglass.com, and we'll set that. Now, because my running pliers went in the center of the line, and when they broke, that came down and it gave us a perfectly straight line, as opposed to using our grousing pliers and creating a flare. See it? You can see the reflection right there. So if you can use your running pliers, make sure that you use them. And if you need to use your grousing pliers, just make sure that it's a narrow enough piece that a flare is not going to affect you anyway. So.
We had a question about the water glass. Do you cut the water glass on the reverse side, which I guess they're saying
no, you cut it on
flat.
on the top. You cut it on the water glass side.
Cut it on the water glass side.
On the wavy side, and you cut it slow and deliberate.
Cindy asked, sometimes you score from the bottom to the top and then the top to the bottom. Is there an advantage to either way or type of glass being cut?
No, when I score from the bottom to the top, I'm cutting a pattern, I'm pushing. I never use my square and cut a straight line by pushing. I do not do that. I don't cut a straight line by pushing. I cut a straight line by pulling, and if Barbara will tune in over here, we will cut a. That's a pretty piece of glass. Look at that, y'all.
Gorgeous.
Right? You like that? Look at that.
Oh my.
Oh
yes,
my.
Don't cut that.
Look at that. So if I'm cutting a pattern, and well, let's just do this. Let's just cut a pattern. Let's just cut a pattern. So when I'm cutting, if I was cutting a pattern and I was pulling it like this, personally, I can't see through my wrist. I just can't do it. So, but what I do is I'll depress my head. And now I can see everything in front of me. Just like that. And I'm going to tell you all this too. Cutting glass sitting down is not the way it's supposed to be done. It's much more difficult. You have less control, and you really should be standing up when you're cutting glass. So we're going to take this. Now remember, I started here, I came off here, so I'm turning it around. I'm going to break it from here. I'm going to try and do it as gently as I can. And I've started my run, okay? So here we go. My run's just right here. Let me make sure I've got that where everybody can see it. Is that good, Barb?
Yes.
And I'm just chasing my run. Okay. So my run is right here. I've got it coming down here. So I'm going to move this over here. Just like that. I'll pull down and away. So I chased it down to here, and then I just pulled down. And this, when I say down and away, guys, when you pull down with a pair of pliers in your hand, when it comes apart, you automatically pull away. So the down and away thing is, it makes a cool t-shirt. Check out our t-shirts where they're down and away and you're chasing the run. And because they're conversation pieces, everybody will say, what do you mean chase the run? But that's good. So this is actually bullseye, y'all. So you talk about somebody that makes a lot of beautiful colors, bullseye. And so now we're going to square this back up. Listen to how soft this is. Oh, it's so soft. So I'm going to take this. And now you can break this with your fingers just like this. Put your two knuckles together underneath the score and pull down and away, just like that. Boom, okay? Just like that. So again, once you pull down, your fingers automatically separate and it pulls it away from you. So it's not like it's a trick or anything. It's just how it works. Right?
That's right.
That's a beautiful piece of bullseye, and it's in the box, everybody, along with this beautiful water glass. And I would say the glass that I have the most problem with cutting, Barb, is probably Oceanside's Baroque. That's a really tough glass for anybody to cut.
It's a good name for it.
Yeah, because it could go Baroque all over the place.
Okay. Tim wants to know, are the pliers you're showing the breakers you're showing next week, are they going to be on our Amazon page? Yes.
No. They won't be on our Amazon page. They'll be on our Conway Glass page.
Okay.
Yeah, because I purchased them, and I want to share that pair of pliers with you, and they're called breaking pliers.
Okay. All right. I'll get a photo of them and get them up on the Conway Glass page. All right. Get them unpacked.
I got to get them unpacked.
Okay. So we're stocking more and more supplies every day. We don't ship them out, but you can certainly come to Conway Glass in Conway, South Carolina, and come purchase some. We're open on Wednesday from 10 to 4, and we're 30 minutes from Myrtle Beach. Open every Wednesday.
Did you hear Miss Mary? She said,
and she has been a good girl
She
tonight.
is being so big
She's
tonight,
getting bigger
y'all.
every week. She's getting to be a bigger girl, and a good girl. She is. Switch said they began the stream and learned something new in 30 seconds, and says it's a great stream. Thank you for the compliment.
Thank you for the compliment.
Are there different another question, are there different widths of running pliers?
Well, there are, or there used to be anyway. Typically right now you're going to get this is 13/16 on the jaw right here. This is the width on this is 13/16. Way back in the day, y'all, there was a stained glass artist who had a show on PBS named Judy Payne, or Vicky Payne. And Vicky had her own pliers made. Now these jaws are 5/8. I only own 3 pair of these green pliers, and I've looked all over for them, and you can't find them. So that's why I really don't use them on camera. But and then you have the metal running pliers, or the steel running pliers, the 8-inch ones. Okay, these are 6, and they make the 8-inch ones. I don't think I have a pair here. But yeah, the 8-inch ones, the jaw is about 1 inch and 1/8. So it's just a 1/4 of an inch wider than this. They're a little more cumbersome, but if you've got big hands, they're not a bad plier to use, but I prefer to use the Leponettes because they fit in my hand well, they do a great job, and they're reasonably priced.
I don't know if you can hear Mary crying in the background, but she's whining like, it's 8 o'clock, Mom and Dad.
She's so funny. You know, she knows when it's Monday night. She gets settled in. She knows she's going for a WALK. And then she also knows that she's getting a beautiful, one of Ray's beautiful treats that he sends her on Monday night for Monday night.
She's
so
spoiled. But she's getting better. She's being good.
And Pauline, she enjoys the biscuits you sent her at the shop when she goes to work with us during the day. So.
Okay. So how do you measure the running pliers?
It's just these are 6.5 inches front to back, and then there's an 8-inch pair. Typically, the handle. The longer the handle, the 8-inch ones are going to be. Like I said, the 8-inch ones are the relatively inexpensive running pliers, and when you use them, you'll see why that they're inexpensive. But you'll if this is 8 inches, this jaw here is just a little bit wider. This is 13/16, and the jaw on the 8-inch pliers is about 1 1/8 inch, I think. So it's about a 1/4 of an inch wider. That's all. It's not too bad. And then your grousing pliers. This is a 3/8 jaw on these on the width, and they're better because I found that the inland grousing pliers have about a 7/16 wide jaw. They're a little bit too wide and too cumbersome, I think. So I enjoy my Leponette tools, and that's just me. That's what I prefer to use, and these are tried and true. I cut a lot of glass, y'all.
Mary Beth wanted to know what that pastel green was. I'm sorry, I missed your question earlier.
That's a bullseye. It's a bullseye lime. I don't have the part number, Mary Beth, but I'm pretty sure that I have some of it in stock. And this is a bullseye, and I believe it's called mint, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it is mint.
I believe it's called mint, huh?
And it has a little bit of
It has a texture top and bottom, but it's really nice to work with. It's very nice to work with. Just, Mary Beth, when you work with it, or if you come down to the shop and get some of it, what you want to remember when you're working with that glass, because you can't see the score when you're done, is to mark it before you, either before you start or right after you finish while you're looking at your cutter head.
Cincinnati Drew said Vicki Payne has great patterns for little houses to make villages.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I haven't seen her shows were back. Oh, they were really big.
On PBS.
She was on PBS for years. Yeah.
Yeah, before when that was the only kind of show we used to watch her from the River House.
Right. Yeah, we used to. That's right. And Bob the painter, man, he was on
PBS.
it. Bless his heart, PBS.
Before
so
all the
deeply
other
missed.
channels.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to remind everybody about the giveaway, March the 3rd. Make sure you're a member by February 28th, so you're in the drawing. Send yes to Viewer Showcase.
At gmail.com.
And also, if you want to be entered in the Viewer Showcase, it'll be the same night. So that first Monday of every month is a pretty exciting night. We do the Viewer Showcase.
Right.
And send in your photograph. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to be a member for that. Just send in your photo and a brief description about your stained glass and why you...
And your name.
And
please.
Your name. Don't forget your name.
Don't forget your name, because we can't just call you Google.
Or I can give your email. If you don't want your name, I can always just put your email.
Yeah, or just your first name. That's all. Just something, because I tell you, our community will definitely enjoy it, and we have a big night on the first Monday of every month. So.
Barbara can't wait for the lead class. Bobby says Vicki's shows are on YouTube.
Okay, well, I don't doubt that. Yeah, I didn't know that, but wow, that's cool. Yeah, so these pliers she had made especially for her, and I had a friend of mine that had at one time he bought 500 pair of them, and at one time I had a dozen pair because I bought them for teaching classes. Well, over the years, they've got up missing. I own 3 pair now, and I hang on to them. And if you do take a class with us, sometimes you're lucky enough to be able to use them in the class. Because
Yep.
that's where they are, except for the pair that I keep right here in my shoebox.
Okay, guys, the next live stream is on Monday night at 7 o'clock, February 17th, next Monday night.
That's right, guys. And all we can say to you is happy Valentine's week. Thank you for helping support the ARTyRV channel. Be safe, stay warm, and I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
Good night, everybody.
Happy Valentine's week. See you next week. Bye-bye. Love y'all.